my Montserrat Stratian Voices, and on Voices today we have the MSS Association, and they're here to talk about the reunion of Montserrat. Welcome to my Montserrat, guys.
Thank you for having us, brother.
Let's start with Dorothy to introduce yourself, and then we go down to Sandrine and Gary.
Okay, I'm Dorette Harris. I'm one of the co-founders and the president of the Montserrat Secondary School Association. I reside here in the UK, went to MSS, and having been home a couple of times, just thought it was important to try and do something, and I thought education would be the best place for me to start. As with education, it's the future of Montserrat, and I thought, maybe I could do something here and pull a couple of people in, so that's me.
Okay. Sandrine?
Hi, my name is Sandrine Ryan. I attended MSS in the 80s prior to moving here to the U.S. I've always, once I left Montserrat, thought that I have to in some way contribute back, and I found the avenue in MSS Association to give back to the future of the country, which is our upcoming children in the form of education, which is also something I believe passionately in, as my mom is a teacher.
Okay. Hey, Gary.
Hey, Chief. Well, I mean, I'm the vice president of the association, and there's nothing more that I rather give my time to than youth development, and to be part of an organization that just rallies MSS alum from around the world and in Montserrat in order to to meet that passion, which is giving back to the current youth, so that they could in turn, develop and themselves give back is something that I always and truly believe in. So having the opportunity to do this through the MSS Association is one of the things that I'm very proud of and most happy to be a part of.
Okay. I mean, I saw a photo of you on Facebook a little while back. It looks like you just graduated. Tell me about that.
Yes, one of the key things that I was brought up with is education, and that's kind of the key differentiator. And even when you leave Montserrat, you realize more so that education is the key to going anywhere that you want to go. And with that, with that kind of instilled in me, I firmly believe in continually educating yourself, whether it's through formal education through school or, just trying to learn from everybody. You've always got to do that. And so I've kind of been on that continuum. And so after finishing a master's in global management, I went back to a business school here and did an MBA with a triple concentration in operations, technology, and real estate. And so that's what the picture that you saw that I had just finished. And now I'm actually in a doctoral program.
Okay, nice, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
So the association you do, let me understand this. You go, you talk about a reunion. So what you do is you go back home, you get together, and you have a series of events to designed to raise funds for MSS. Is that correct?
That is in my mind, and I also give Darren an opportunity to answer that, but I think that's partially true. We don't wait till we go back home. Okay. We're working day in, day out, to rally all the alums from, any age, any group, anyone who went to MSS, to figure out how we could get together and, and give back. We don't wait till we get to Montserrat to make that happen. We're doing that day in, day out since we started 2 years ago.
Okay, so it's a year-long thing.
It's an everyday thing.
Okay.
Right, Dad?
Absolutely. One of the key things is that the reunion is just to bring people together to celebrate all the work we have done and to get people involved. And to get people involved, as well as to see how they themselves can contribute either through donations or becoming part of the organization. So that's just like our key event in terms of bringing everybody together throughout the year, having worked so hard.
Okay. So you had your first event 2 years ago. Tell me about some of the events you had when you went down, and how did that?
2010, we did a week of events. We had the meet and greet. We had a 90s school dance. We had a sports day. We also had an all-white pool party. We had a hike, and we had the black tie dinner and dance where we honored past teachers for their contribution to education and the youth of Montserrat. I don't know if Gary and Sandrine want to add anything in terms of the weeks of events that we did in 2010. So if you guys...
I mean, one thing that I would add is that if you missed those events, you missed a really good time. You know, we kicked it off with the meet and greet, and we have everyone there in their different house color T-shirts, which is something that you definitely have to pick up. Is our T-shirts, because you want to represent your house. And the different houses were highly represented, especially green. I'm not being biased.
Orange house room.
You see the rivalry already. This is what I'm talking about. You missed. And you know, it was free goat water. You know, and just being at the old museum. It was we were at the sugar mill. It was just a beautiful setting, and it's just an opportunity for us to just get together and chat, and enjoy a cup of goat water together. There was nothing like that, and this was an activity that included everyone. So you could bring the entire family out to this event. And the great thing is that we're doing this again this year. So that's one of the major events that we had. The other thing too that we did is that we did a career day.
Right.
And the career day was a culmination of different things that we put together. So one, we actually reached out to alum and put together a career booklet. Because we, in diaspora is, all over the world and doing all kinds of great things. And to really put that into a booklet so the youth of Montserrat could see their potential or see other things beyond what they usually see is, that's huge in and of itself. So that was kind of one big event where, we had some students come to, and we did, have like mock interview sections. We talked about the different professions and kind of give kind of a group mentoring to the students. And, we had, Mr. Riley and Mr. Glenn Francis, who's the Director of Education.
Also on hand.
Right, so a number of folks that was on hand to really support the youth. And in my mind, that was huge. We also did a sports day. How we're very competitive, especially with our houses. We had a full sports day with just fun races against each other and just hanging out. And the other events that we did were included kind of a hike. So we went on this trail hike, which was, I almost died at the end, but made it in one piece. That was just, yeah. We actually hiked around, started from the airport and went around Rendezvous, and then came back up down by where the ferry lands. So it was, you don't usually see that part of Montserrat, so it was beautiful to see that. But I remember not having any sleep that night, so it wasn't an easy feat. And then, we kind of capped it off with a black tie event in a pool party. So, the pool party speaks for itself. You don't really have to say much more to that. But the black tie event was another great event where, we honored past teachers, the folks that actually were mentors to us, and really gave us the foundation to help us, be successful in life. And so we wanted to honor them first and foremost. And also to that was New Year's night. So there was no better way to bring in the new year than just being around the best of friends and family.
True.
Absolutely. And honoring the teachers is just a way of saying thank you, because what they do is one of the hardest jobs next to being a full-time parent. They take our kids in and they spend up to 6-7 hours with them on a daily basis, and they educate them. And we wanted to celebrate what they have been doing for so many years whilst they're here now, and just to thank them and to appreciate them, because far too often the people who influence us the most gets overlooked. So that is one of our key things, along with the career day that we're going to be really pushing over the next couple of years. And just to go back on the career day, as part of that, in 2013, our key initiative will be to launch the MSS iMentor program. And this would be a global program where Montserratians, the diaspora, and those at home can get involved and try and mentor a young person within our local community to reach their full potential. Because far too often, that's what happens, somebody with great potential, because of lack of support and resources, they get left behind. And this is where our organization come in, is to fill those gaps. Look at those gaps that are not being filled within our local community, and try and work with the MSS faculty and the educational department to fill those and to make sure we're making an impact in those areas. Right.
So listen, tell me, in terms of your goals 2 years ago, what were you able to do as a result of the association coming together 2 years ago? What were you able to do for MSS?
Go ahead,
Gary.
In 2010, what we did was that we did a drive, a book drive, a resource drive here in England, and we collected several barrels. I think it was about 5 or 6 barrels worth of goods, and we shipped those home. Sandrine will also step in and talk about the donation from the U.S. And these resources that we were able to collect were a direct response from the school. They provided us with a list of items that the school really needed, and we worked towards achieve that. And I think we really did a good job in achieving that, and was able to donate that in December of 2010 whilst the reunion was taking place. Sandrine, do you want to step in and talk about the donation from the U.S.?
Sure. I tried to find out from one of the teachers how many computers, because I know I work for a company that's very much into computer and electronic discovery equipment. And I was able to discuss our plans as MSS with my partners of the company I work with out at a dinner. And one of them surprised me by sending me a text the next morning to let me know that, he's very much passionate about education and knowing where I've come from, because we've been working together for the past 10 years, and having me talk so passionately over the years about Montserrat and giving back and being a part of, helping to reform our country and restoring its glory, and especially on the education side, he was willing to, send me a check and said, hey, let's get something going. If we can help out internally, we will, and as well as let's try and see what we can do. And we were able to get a good 10 computers and monitors in order to help set up a room as far as a computer lab in the school. So that was a great thing and very heartfelt, and something that he talks about a lot and loves to see progress and go forward from there.
Okay. What were you saying, Gary?
No, I mean, I definitely echo those. I mean, through to Sandrine's leadership, we got a whole room, a computer lab essentially donated. The resources were several barrels of school resources that's really needed. We heard loud and clear, how much they needed resources and they didn't have it, and we, just tried to rise to the challenge to meet that need. The other thing to add is that, there was a student, an MSS student, who was studying for the CXE and, didn't have a computer to do that at home and really do the necessary studying that she needed to because her family just didn't have the resources. And we donated a laptop to her so that she can study, who has done extremely well in his past. Those are some of the tangible things that we've done. And there's more things in addition to that. There are, networking equipment and so forth that we've donated. So, the list goes on and on, but we do, whatever we can. I said it ranges from resources and computers to helping paint, a classroom, because that just makes a better environment for students. So.
Yeah, and also giving small rewards. Like last year, we gave a donation for the public speaking competition. So we try and make sure there is we're doing something every year. Even if it's not on a huge basis, we try and make sure we keep the communication lines with MSS faculty and the educational department going.
Okay, nice. Well, this year is an exciting year. It's the 50th celebrations and all that. I understand you're doing some things this year. I was looking at your flyer. So let's talk a little bit about your plans for this year.
This year, as part of the 50th festival, we will be having our reunion, our 2012 reunion. We're hosting 3 events this year. We've decided to scale back on the amount of events for this year because there's quite a lot of things already happening for Festival 50. So what we did, we looked at some of the key events we had in 2010 and looked at the ones that was most successful and in terms of making a greater impact in terms of bringing more people together. So we're going to be having the meet and greet this year, and that's going to be held on the 23rd of December at the Old Sugar Mill. Then we're going to be having the Old School Dance, and that's going to be held at Good Life. And then we're going to have the all-white pool party. Okay. And that's going to be held at Carrie's beautiful home on the island of Montserrat. and so what the key thing around this year as well is to reiterate our slogan, and that simply is we come back and we give back. Mm-hmm. And it's just to look at what we've achieved over the last 2 years and a bit, and to say, yes, we have made some impact, and we're looking towards the future to make a greater impact and to continue to build on what we are doing and to get other people to join us in making sure that our future generation at home are supported in the best way possible.
Okay. Do you have any sponsors for the events this year?
This year we have a number of key people who would be supporting us and sponsoring us. Mm-hmm. And we have people, the Soca Frenzy, we have the Waka Waka Mass Band, we have the Montserrat Association, Society, and we also have, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, M&I as well will be supporting us.
And the other one thing that I would add is the Windsong Foundation, which has continually supported us in our efforts to give back to the youth of Montserrat.
Okay. And it's so your events actually run from the 23rd to the 30th. The dance is on the 28th, and the all-white pool party is on the 30th.
The dance will be on the 26th, which is the Wednesday.
Okay. Who's playing mass with this year? I see Waka Waka on that. Tell me about Waka Waka and
I think maybe Sandrine or Gary might want to talk about Waka Waka. All I know, I've signed up to play math. The other thing as well is not only are we playing math at Waka Waka, but several of the members of the association are also members of Waka Waka.
Oh, okay.
And we're working together.
Nice.
So yeah, Waka Waka will be one of the premier troops this year, so it started with Theo coming up with the name, and I was fully behind that, and then that's kind of where it took off, and it's a big thing. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out on the Facebook right now.
You getting in shape with that?
I'm sorry?
Are you getting into shape with that?
We all are, I think.
Getting into shape? Boy, you know to me a party every night.
The main thing we want to get across as an association is that we want the entire diaspora and those at home to come out and celebrate with us whilst working towards a good cause.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we have to help ourselves within our own community rather than always looking elsewhere for assistance. I think we help ourselves and we work together as a team, we can achieve so much. And none of us live in the same country. We're all full-time workers with families, but we make it work.
Right.
And we want other people to join us in working towards a good cause.
Well, I think it's a wonderful thing what you're doing. I applaud you for that. Tell us how if somebody wants to get involved, how can they do so?
They can contact
what they can do,
Ryan or any of the other members and let us know.
What they can also do as well, they can go on our website, which is www.mssassociation.org, and they can email us from there, or they can email us at info@mssassociation.org, or they can email, go on our website, and there's a contact list, and there's several members on there and different email address, and they can contact us that way. We're all on Facebook. We're all very approachable and bubbly people. So come and join us, meet the team, hear about what we're doing by going on the website and reading, contacting us and asking questions about how they can help, what we've done thus far, what our plans are for the next 2 years, and we will definitely love to share that. As part of the relaunch of the website as well, we're going to be launching what is called a What's New, and this is going to be like a quarterly email, like a newspaper type thing, article going out to those who register. So it's a good way to keep up with what the association is doing by registering with us, so we can therefore keep our supporters informed.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, just one thing to add to that, I mean, one thing I want to underscore is that this is for everyone. Right. Everyone. And anyone who ever wants to, give back to Montserrat in any way, you definitely should be a part of this. So please reach out to us because we want everyone to be involved. This is not just for a specific group of people. This is for everyone. So, I just encourage everyone to be to get involved.
Okay.
Yeah, and this could be your teenage children as well. If you're looking for something for your teenage children to get involved in as a month session, whether at home or abroad, this is a perfect association, because what they can do as well is get involved here, and we ourselves can mentor these very same kids as well as being part of the association, because I'm working with a diverse group of people who I've known from since I was like a teenager, but I've learned so much from each and every one of them. So even though we're working towards supporting the youths of Montserrat and our own community, we're also learning from each other and seeing how others are achieving within the team and pushing ourselves as well. So it's also a good motivator to be part of something that is very positive.
Right. Well, you're looking to build on the success you had 2 years ago. The computer lab, for instance, that's a great thing. We didn't have that in my time. We didn't have a computer lab in my time. I think that's a wonderful thing you guys did.
Yeah, and going back to when we donated the computers, we did receive an email, from the principal thanking us because the kids were able to do their CXC exams, and that's because we were able to work with them and provide the computers within a timely manner to help that happen. So, there's so much that we can all do, but it's just pulling together as a team and channeling on our efforts in the right direction, because it definitely can have an impact.
And just to add to that, you make a great point in that, we didn't have it then. But, one of the critical importance to being successful in life now and going forward is technology. We do not want our Montserrat youth to be behind the curve when it comes to that. So, that today is more critically important probably than anything else. So, it goes to, that's how we make a huge difference, because, we see or foresee, how important this is going to be in the future lives of these youth in Montserrat as a whole. We want to help to make sure they have the technological resources to position them well to be successful.
Right.
I agree.
Before we leave, you just tell me individually which house you're in. And keep in mind that Blue House is the champion house, so.
You wish. Not when Greenhouse is around.
I didn't hear that. Which house were you in champion?
Garrett, do you want to tell them who's the rule?
Orange House, the powerhouse. We rocking for 2012. We come back, we give back.
All right.
Support Orange House and the Association of MSS.
Well, listen, guys. It was great. It was great to have you on. Support you 100%. And I encourage everyone to log on to the website and see how they can contribute.
Yeah, I just want to also say thank you, for bringing on, to my Montserrat and highlighting what we're doing. We really appreciate that, because just like you supporting Montserratians, we also are about supporting Montserratians. So I just thank you for giving us the opportunity and continuing to do the great things that you're doing.
Well.
So long away from home. Yes, what a joy to be back. Leaving the Four Seasons land for the Caribbean of summer sand.
Now is the time to put action into play more so than, sitting around and complaining. Because complaining we don't get anywhere. But putting our resources together like we've done as a team here globally, it makes a huge difference, and the rewards are fantastic.
Once again to be with my family, oh yes, means much more than all the world to me. Yes, I'm coming home to roost. Got no time to lose. To be with my dear ones, to be with my loved ones. What a joy to be coming home